Hey everyone, welcome to this video. Today we are going to talk about the free web developer roadmap for 2023. This is a 15 weeks roadmap for free. All the content listed below is free and yeah, you can follow it. Please be aware that this is a kind of an intensive course, so it will require 5 days per week, 6 hours per day. So if you can't follow the schedule, just take your time and enjoy the content. So let's get started. From week 1 to week 3, you will learn the basics of computer science, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I know that this is a lot, but as I said, that's more like an intensive course. And from week 4 to week 6, you will learn JavaScript intermediate, so more complex concepts and stuff like that. You will learn just the basics of TypeScript, and you will do your first project, your first working project. Then from week 7 to week 9, you will learn Node.js, Express, database, and also the React basics. Wow, that's a lot. That's really a lot of content, but no worries. I never say that this is simple, that this is easy. It will be really hard, it will be complex, but no worries. You will have all the support that you need. You will have all the time that you will, because, yeah, as I said before, uh, this weekly division is just a guidance. You can take your time. Then from week 10 up to 12, you will learn more React advanced concepts, also algorithms and data structure, and you will do your first full stack project that you can already put on your portfolio. So that's so exciting. From week 30 to week 50, you will learn a little bit of cloud computing, what is Docker, how it works, why it is important, and yeah, much, much more. So let's deep into the sections. All right, so assumptions. That's really important section. My assumptions are that first of all, you are really passionate about computer science and you will invest your time doing this. That's probably the most important step. Then the second one is that your English level is just enough to understand videos, books, and articles because you will have tons of resources and you know, it's important that you can read them, that you can understand them. Another assumption for this course is that all the resources listed below are free, so you shouldn't spend money on this. Probably if you want to do more advanced stuff like buying a domain and stuff like this, you have to spend a couple of bucks, but no problems. And the last assumption is that you have the basic tech skills like using a computer, installing a new software, and of course, browsing the web, using Chrome and stuff like that. Before we jump on a week by week description, this is probably the most important part of this course, the warnings and useful links. This is a roadmap, and this is designed to give you a taste of what's like to be a developer like me, a software engineer. And the main goal of this course is to help you understand if that's the path that you want to follow. So this is not a boot camp. This is not a CS degree. This is anything of that. So keep in mind that for you, that's just an experiment to understand if that's the correct path to follow. If you want, you can check out the resources, like, for example, the Open Source Society University. Please click on that link. It will open you a new world. But let's get started with week 1. All right, I've made my first mistake. Before we go into week 1, we have to understand how to get help because, we are software developers. We are paid to solve business problems, but we find a lot of problems during our work. So understanding how to get help is quite important. So, first of all, if you have a problem with one of the links, if a link is broken, because happens, if something is not working for you, something is not clear, please just open a GitHub issue on this repository. In the first week, you will learn what a GitHub issue is, how to open it. So, no worries, keep going. The second thing to do, of course, is just Google your error. For example, you have an error like cannot read cat of undefined or something. You can just Google the error, understand what the error means, understand where the error comes from into your code, and from there you can start to debug. Google, of course, is just a starting point, but you can search, for example, on Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow, if you don't know it yet, is like a forum, and you will find a lot of answered questions about programming issues like this. So it's a really, really useful resource. Then remember to check out the documentation. If you're learning, for example, React and something is not working for you, just try to go to the documentation, go deeper, check if you understood correctly what that, for example, that function does, what that hook does, and yeah, keep iterate on this. So the documentation is really, really useful in our job. Use it, please. Then you can ask to communities. There are tons and tons of communities in software engineering. No worries. You can just use Discord groups or Facebook groups or Reddit or Quora. There are literally hundreds and thousands of communities. So just join them, okay? Last two advices. First of all, find a mentor. Find a person who already knows what you're studying. Find a person who can help you during your path, during your journey, because that's really helpful. Probably, I would say that all those advices are helpful, but finding a mentor can really be a game changer for you. So please take your time, go on LinkedIn or on Discord communities and find one or more mentors. That's really important. And last advice, just take a break, relax, breathe, calm down, and stop working, stop studying for half an hour. I know that this can seem a little bit weird, but sometimes you have an error and you just cannot really see what the error is. But then you take a break and then you go back to the computer and the error was here in front of you and you cannot see it. But yeah, take a break helps me a lot of times. Also in my day-to-day job. So if you don't know what to do, if you're stuck, just stop for a couple of minutes, take a coffee or a tea or whatever you like, and then you can restart. All right, now we are really ready for our first week of study. Let's check it out. And here we are, week one. Okay. In this first week, you have one main goal, prepare everything. You will learn a little bit of computer science. You will learn a little bit of how different programming languages works, how internet works. That's really important. Please spend 1 hour or 2 hours by learning briefly how internet works because that's quite important. Then you will learn Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is a text editor like Word, for example, and this is a tool that helps us to write code. It has all the features that are needed, so please spend a couple of hours learning how Visual Studio Code works because you will use it a lot. And then Git and GitHub for beginners. Git is a software for versioning control. This means that, for example, you have a button of color red, but tomorrow your leader asks you to change the color of the button from red to blue, and you will keep track of this difference. You will keep track of how our code evolve over time of different branches, but you will see it in the video. And after that, you will create a LinkedIn account, which is quite important for our job on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is social media for professionals. You can find software engineers, you can find recruiters, companies, groups, whatever. I think that LinkedIn probably is the best place to stay if you are a software developer today, and probably also Twitter, but I don't really use Twitter. If you want, please also create a Twitter account because it can be really helpful. As you can see, in some weeks, you have also extracurricular resources, like, for example, the Harvard CS50. That's a perfect CS course to start, but since they are extracurricular resources, you're not supposed to read them or to watch them if you don't want. So let's go to week two. Okay, so week two, you will learn the basics of HTML, CSS, a little bit of Tailwind, and then you will create your first account on Frontend Mentor. Frontend Mentor is a beautiful website, and you can test your skills. You have some mockups, which are just designs of a web page, and you can recreate them using HTML and CSS. There is also beautiful community, so just create an account and complete at least 5 challenges. After that, you will have to validate your knowledge with an HTML and a CSS quiz. And also, you have to create your first LinkedIn post and you have to explain why you are here, who you are, and why you are doing what you are doing. Last thing is to join a few Discord communities. There are tons of communities, and communities can really help you to grow fast and help you to solve your problems. So it's a really helpful resource. Okay, week 3. You have to watch a 12-hour JavaScript course, and of course, you have to follow the course and you have to make all the exercises into the course. So this will take a lot of time, but no worries. Take your time and enjoy it. It's a really good course. Once you completed the course, please go back on Front-End Mentors, and then you can start to implement a little bit of JavaScript inside your own code. So you can just try to pick the basics exercises of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Talking about soft skills, you will be asked to start learning a few software development soft skills, which are quite useful in our job. Oh, week 4. Okay, that's interesting. That's probably my favorite week. You will learn JavaScript from a book from Eloquent JavaScript. Eloquent JavaScript is free in the web version. You can just read it and you will learn a lot from this book. So please take the entire week and study this book. Learn how JavaScript really works, make a lot of exercises as much as you can, and also start watching the Clean Code playlist. Clean code is a huge topic. We will not discuss it into this video, but if you want, you can also buy the Clean Code book. Okay, I'm so excited. We are in week 5 and you have to build your first website. As you may have been noticed, inside each week you will find the week description, white matter, and the tasks. And let's go to the tasks. You will find the project brief and you have just to complete the brief, you have to create the project, you have to upload it on GitHub, and you have to show to other web developers and get feedback, of course. Okay, week 6, learn TypeScript and Webpack. TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript with a lot of features, but the main feature is that it adds types to JavaScript. So that's why it is called TypeScript. And also you have to learn how to use Webpack, what bundles are, and yeah, probably if you are a front-end developer, Webpack is one of the tools that you will use most, and of course, also for the backend if you are using Node.js on the backend. Then please take a little bit of time, at least daily, to improve your network on LinkedIn. Just connect with potential friends, just connect with other software developers, with recruiters, of course, if you are looking for a new job, but use this tool. It's really, really powerful. Week 7, Node, Express, JWT, Postman, REST APIs. Wow, a lot of stuff going here. In the end, we are learning how to create a really basic backend application which will communicate to our front end using REST APIs. So if you want to be a backend engineer or a backend developer, that's the way to go. Of course, Node.js is just one of the technologies used for the backend. You can use, for example, Django with Python, Laravel for PHP, and yeah, there are tons of frameworks. But in the end, Node.js and Express are a really powerful choice and they work really well. Okay, week 8. First of all, you will learn different paradigms for a database, which is really important because there isn't just no one type of database. There are multiple types of databases, and you will learn the differences between them. It's not a relational database, it's a NoSQL database. So if you want to learn it, feel free. Okay, week 9, React Basics. Well, in this case, you have to watch the course of React Basics. You have to study the documentation. There is a beautiful documentation about React, so please check it out. And also there is a React roadmap on roadmap.sh. please look at that because it's really beautiful resource. And also there are a lot of interesting interview questions, so just take a look at them. In this week, we are going to learn something more advanced about React. So, for example, we will learn how MUI works, what are the advanced React concepts, what is Redux for state management, and what is Next.js. Okay, everyone, here we are at week 11, and that's the week that I really like most of the entire course because in this week, we will take just 1 week, we will stop learning and we will start doing. So, no more concepts to learn, no more theory, just a brief, an entire brief, and let's pick this brief and create a real world project that you can put on your portfolio. In this case, we have two main tracks. You can pick the one that you like most, just read them. Yeah, let's get start coding. If you don't know where to start, if you don't know how to manage the code, you can just write me on LinkedIn or you can open an issue on this GitHub repo. And yeah, I will help you as much as I can. Okay, new week, new party. That's probably one of the most important weeks if you want to go to a FANG, which is, for example, Google, Microsoft, Netflix, and companies like that. And algorithms and data structures are really, really important in our world. So we have a course from directly from MIT. This is serious stuff, people. So let's take a look. It will take time. Some lessons can look boring from some points of view, but just keep going. Create a lead code account and just keep practicing with your algorithms and data structure skills. Week 13, Docker and project management. Why you're learning project management if you want to be a developer? Well, the answer is that you will not do project management, but you will work with project managers. You will work with project manager, product manager, program manager, and those people are responsible for directing you, giving you direction, and for sure, having the basics of how project management works can really help you to succeed in a team. Also, for sure, I think that learning just the basics of Docker is such an important skill today because Docker is more or less the standard if you want to create a container for an application. So it is definitely worth the time investment to start it. We are almost at the end, cloud basics. Okay, so first of all, we will learn a little bit of system design thanks to the System Design Primer, which is a really great resource for free, of course, on GitHub. And then you can watch the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner certification course. Of course, this is for AWS, but there are courses for free on YouTube for Google Cloud Platform and for Azure. So just pick the one that you like most. It's up to you. In this case, I just say, hey, you have this theory here, but you have just to create an AWS account and start experimenting. Now you may be wondering, okay, but if I create a cloud account, maybe I have to pay for this stuff. Not really, because we are lucky and all the cloud providers have great free tiers for the first year, usually. So you can just play around and try different services. Everything is for free. Of course, they have free tiers. Just keep track of your usage and check if you are not going out of the free tier. And congratulations, you did it. You did it. Cannot believe that. Is brilliant. So you are at the last week of this crash course. And yeah, what's next? Now you have to choose first of all if you want this to be your work or just an hobby. I think you may have invested a lot of time right now. So if you enjoyed this course, consider to attend a bootcamp or just continue learning with Udemy resources or MIT resources, Stanford, Harvard, and so on. If you decide that that's your path and that you want to be a developer, just let me know in the comment section or send me a private message on LinkedIn. I would be more than happy to hear that. Now you can specialize on a technology. You have to build a portfolio. If you do not have previous working experience, you will probably build a portfolio. You can contribute to open source projects. Open source is a huge topic, and we will probably make a video just for that. You can attend conferences and events. Of course, you have to keep learning because you are just at the start of your journey. And you can consider getting a certification because certifications are really useful in our world. Just a few types of certifications, like cloud certifications, are quite good. If you're looking for your first tech job, please check out the tech interview preparation in 2023. It contains a few steps that you can follow that will help you and guide you in finding a new job. All right, this was a long video, but it was really interesting to create it, and I hope you enjoyed. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you on LinkedIn, on GitHub, and yeah, I hope you will have fun with this course. Cheers.